I'm Miss Dolan Manolas. I'm 50 years old and I was diagnosed with MS in 2009. The most obvious one that people would recognise was optic neuritis. I was doing side of things. Before that, I had Bell's palsy, like having a face drop. And I was so embarrassed by going onto the tube with a face drop. And that was quite a big thing, actually, having a face drop when you're female. You're into your kind of how you look. Facial is not a nice thing to have. But that was cleared up with steroids. Not bodybuilder, but steroids help things out. But then I had labyrinthitis when I'm walking in a maze, thinking I'm walking straight, but going around in circles everywhere. That was so silly. And then following that labyrinthitis and Bell's palsy and optic neuritis, I finally was recommended go to the Moorfields Eye Hospital. So do look, it's more than what you have. You actually have MS. Oh, finally, thank you. I've been finally listened to. It's not just one condition; it's all these different things together. Kind of say you have MS.
So it's the relief. It was the relief, I suppose, of being diagnosed.
Huge relief. Huge relief. I'm still normal. You do not notice what's going on with me until I tell you I have this condition. It's not on my forehead. I do get confused mentally with what's going on with directions. Don't ask me direction. I don't know where I'm going now.
As someone who is now 14 years nearly since you were diagnosed, what would you say to those people?
Number one, it's fantastic you've been recognised as having MS. You now have a label as to what's going on. Now you can start looking into it. So do look into it, but do not Google it because that's so bad thing to do. Go to the MS Society because they know, or the MS Trust, those two organisations, they know what they're talking about.
How do you feel now, as someone who's lived with MS for a considerable time? How do you feel about your diagnosis now?
It's just something that I live with. So for me, it's normal. This is my normality. It's the best way I can put it, really.
It sounds like an odd question, but what are the good things about having MS?
The first thing, it slows me down, and that is a good thing because I was so rushing around doing these different things. Why not slow me down and recognise what I have in me already, what I've done before as well, and what I can use going forward from what I've done before. And there's so much from my past I can use.
It's changed your life, but it hasn't stopped you from having fun.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.